2.69. Today we are going to see 2.69 and 2.70. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yashyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muneha. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yashyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muneha. Translation: what is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. 2.70. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sasantim apnoti na kamakami. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apah pravishanti yadvat tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve sasantim apnoti na kama kami. Translation: a person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. So, Krishna in these shlokas, now like he started to speak about the difference between a sthita prajna and a materialist. So here in this first shloka 2.69, what is Krishna saying is Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam. What is the night for all the common personalities, all the beings? Tasyam Jagrati Samyami. That is the day for who? For the self-controlled. And Yashyam Jagrati Bhutani. What is the day for all the beings? Is Sa Nisha Pashyato Muneha. So that is the night for the introspective sage. Here he is saying like, what is the night for this person and what that is the day. That is the what is the night for the other person and that is the day for this person. So it is a little bit. Let us just dive into the purport here so that we can understand a little bit more. Here, Krishna is talking about two category of people and two different intelligence. Okay, so the first category is the person whose intelligence is focused completely towards the self-realization. That's what Krishna refers here as Pashyato Muneha, Mune. So he has a focused mind, self realized soul he is. And that is the person whom Krishna is saying here as Sthita Prajna. And the second type of person is the people in the world, the materialistic people who are all who's intelligent and whose mind is always thinking about the sense objects and how to enjoy that sense gratification, whose mind is always occupied by satisfying the sense needs, like sense gratification, always occupied by the sense, attracted by the sense objects. So this is the type of the intelligence of the second type of person. Who's that? That's a materialistic person. And here in this first type of person, where the sthita prajna, whatever activities this person does, it's the person, he does different activities in his stage, right? Sthita prajna stage. Whatever activities he does, this cannot be understood or this cannot be seen by the second type of person. That is the second, the materialistic person. That's why here it is said as What is the night for all the beings? That is the day for the self-realized. The time when he's awake, the self-realized person, the time when, that is what they say, but Krishna is saying here, the time when is awake, the other general people, the materialistic people, are all in deep sleep. They cannot understand really what this person is doing. They cannot really focus their mind or understand the activities of this self-realized person. When we are in deep sleep, we really, it is so tough for us to understand what is going on around us, right? So this is just compared like that. And uh, uh, the general person are into the material enjoyment. They are in the mode of ignorance. They're always looking for the sense enjoyment, sense pleasure, sense objects. So they are in the mode of that sleeping stage. So they don't understand what is going around them when they are in that mode. So that's why they cannot understand this person who is in awake stage, the sthita prajna. He is in an awake stage. These people cannot understand the stage of the sthita prajna. It is um, very difficult for them to understand. They are the person to what they say, they don't understand, they don't really understand, right? So that they are the person who instruct, like, what are you doing? Life is for enjoyment, right? Why are you not enjoying? Because they are in the mode of ignorance. They really cannot understand the intelligence of the sthita prajna. So they start instructing also, like saying, like, this is for enjoyment. What are you doing? Why are you not enjoying? What we are doing is correct, something like that. So Prabhupada is also referring very nicely here. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in the gradual advancement of spiritual culture. The sage is very happy, but these people don't know. They cannot even understand their the sage's activity. So they will be saying, "Why are you not enjoying the life? Life is for enjoying." But here, Prabhupada clearly says, the sage here, the Siddha Prajna, he's in the fullness stage. He's completely satisfied and he's progressing spiritually. He's very happy. He's very blissful. That happiness these people cannot understand. That's what here, yanisha sarva bhutanam, they are all sleeping. When all the general people are sleeping, tasyam jagarti samyami. Sorry. So the sthita prajna, the self-controlled soul, he's awake. This awakeness cannot be understood by the general people who are the materialistic. His perspective is different. His perspective to see things are different. The sage's perspective is different. Actually, to be speaking, what Prabhupada says here is, like, Krishna Prabhupada explains what Krishna says. These people, the materialistic people, cannot see, cannot understand what is being enjoyed by the Sthita Prajna. But the Sthita Prajna is awake and he sees everything what the materialistic people are enjoying, right? He sees the people enjoyment and he sees all the sense objects also. But then he knows, okay, the people are happy and also in distress. It is like a combination of both. He sees that that is not the permanent happiness, and he sees that distress what they are going through also. He is understanding that they are getting entangled in this and then they are drowning into the samsara. He's understanding that, he's seeing this. Then he thinks that that is not for me. He's disinterested in that, and then he keeps him away from these type of things. That is the last two lines Krishna is saying. When these people are awake, when the materialistic people are awake, even though he sees what is happening, the Siddha Prajna sees that, but since he's completely satisfied with what he's having and what is he doing, and he keeps himself away from this materialistic perspective, and he has his own perspective where he progresses in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, these people are awake, and the sthita prajna, he's that, that is the night for this introspective sage. That's what Krishna is saying. Yashyam jagrati bhutani, when this common people are awake. Sa nisha pashyato, that is the night. He's seeing that, but still he is keeping himself away because he is disinterested in that that interest, that type of thing. So, sa nisha pashyato munihe, he is just keeping himself. That is the night for the introspective sage. So this is what the day and night for these two types of two category of people. When this intelligent sita pragya is in the awakened stage, it is the night. They, for the other people, for the general people, when the general people have their daytime, when they are awakened and they are happily enjoying the sense gratification and sense object, this person sthita prajna, he sees that, and he understands that this is the thing, path for entanglement, and he keeps makes himself away from it by showing disinterest in that. So that is, he is in that sleep stage when these people, when the common people are awake. So that is what Prabhupada is saying here. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are distressed, who the materialistic people, but they don't understand. They think that that is the happiness. But this person knows that this is like the way to get into the cycle of birth and death, entanglement, and to be drowned in the samsara. Therefore, when all the people are awake in the sense and enjoyment, then the sthita prajna is in the sleeping stage. He is, that means that he is away from it. His perspective is completely different, and he keeps himself away from it, and he is disinterested in this. So the fine example what we can say in this scenario is like in this which is exactly related to this is when Prabhupada went to United States. He went to Boston first, right? So when he got out of the ship, then like he saw the big buildings and very tall towers and dazzling lights and big roads and everything. Generally our people, when they go to United States America, then like they describe it as if it is heaven in the earth, right? Like yeah, but what Prabhupada felt is like when he got there, he just thought that, oh my God, what type of place is this? This his perspective was completely different, you know. He thought like, what type of place is this? These people are drowning. These people are like too much into sense enjoyment and sensual pleasure, and they are drowning into this. They are just paving their path into this materialistic world. So he was like feeling so pity for them. He was selfless. He was feeling so pity for them. And then like he thought, these people are disinterested. These people are disinterested. I have to help him. That is the thought of the self-realized person. He thought that he knows those things, he knows those sense objects, sensual pleasure and those things, but he is not interested in that. So he wanted to keep away himself, but still, like he helped him. That's what Prabhupada did. But he did not really take America as heaven in the world or anything like that. He thought that that is a place for distress. It is similar to this. That is what the self-realized people will be thinking. You know, when the materialistic are awake, these self-realized people are in the sleeping stage. They are not interested, even though they see that pashyati. That's what Krishna said. Even though they see that they are not interested in that, and they are in the sleeping. But when this Sthita Prajna, when this self-realized soul, when they are awake, these people, the materialistic people, are in the sleeping stage. They don't even understand what is happening around them. They cannot understand what these people are doing, what the Sthita Prajna are doing. So here we can also say, like, okay, the Sthita Prajna, then they don't feed their senses. Everyone is being gifted, right, like all the senses are there, right? So they don't feed the senses. Yes, of course, they feed the sense. They see, they eat, and they hear. They feed the senses, but they will not be attached to that. That's what Prabhupada says here. He accepts whatever is needed for keeping the soul and the body together, but he's not attached to those type of things. The introspective man is always indifferent to materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with his self realization activities undisturbed by material reaction. Of course, they too, like, wanted to satisfy their senses. They will eat, they will see, they will hear, but everything will be Krishna centric, and they are not more attached to those sense objects or whatever it is. Therefore, people in general do not understand, right, what a devotee is doing, what this Sthita Prajna in day to day life. Like, we can take in our own life itself. The common men cannot understand what a devotee is doing. So yeah, a devotee in the starting stage of bhakti, people may chastise or talk it in a different way also, right? So they don't understand what a devotee is doing, what is he trying to do, and what is his focus, what is his perspective, because they are in the mode of ignorance. They cannot understand. They are the general people. They are in the sleeping stage. Actually, they cannot understand. They cannot see what is going around them. They cannot see what a devotee's perspective. Actually, for a devotee like us, we should not care for these type of people. They are like in the sleeping stage, but we cannot make them unhappy also. So we should just leave it like that. But as a devotee, we should see the great souls. How did they live their life? We should take those the things as our footsteps, and we should follow their footsteps as our goal. And we should take the great soul's footpath and then follow that. That should be the goal of a devotee. We should not care for the other materialistic people who are in the sleeping mode. So a devotee should follow the footsteps without bothering others. That's what Prabhupada is also saying. Without bothering others, he should follow the footsteps of a great souls. How did they lead their life? How did they live their life? Uh, how did they do? So a devotee should follow that and keep progressing in his spiritual journey. Then, after this, Krishna is talking about what is the he told about this difference between the Sthita Prajna and the materialistic person, right? Now, in this 70th sloka, he's talking about what is the nature of a Sthita Prajna. He is just telling an analogy also in this. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadvat. First he's saying tatvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. So tatvat kamayam pravishanti sarves. Who's not desire, not disturbed by desires. He's telling about the person who's not disturbed by the desires. That is apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apaha pravishanti yadvat. He is like how he is, in the sense he is like many rivers and entering into the ocean, right? Like, still the ocean is not agitated by anything. That is the speciality of the ocean. It remains calm. So such a person, such a person will be sa santim apnoti. Such a person will be peaceful. And then he's also saying na kama kami. A person who is full of desires to enjoy the sense objects and who is there for sense gratification, what happens to that person? Na kama kami. He cannot be peaceful. That's what Krishna says about the nature of the Sthita Prajna. He gives an example here, analogy here. Ocean can never be filled, right? Yeah, but still all the rivers are coming and joining the ocean, flowing into the ocean. When n number of rivers are flowing into the ocean, still the ocean is never agitated. It is always calm and peaceful. So he's telling this analogy for the Sthita Prajna also. For Sthita Prajna, all the desires are flowing like the rivers flowing into the ocean. Even though when all the desires are flowing, all the sense objects, everything, like because of his past karma, all the sense objects, right? Like luxury, life, aristocratic family, so many sense objects are all flowing into his path. But still, how does he behave? He never gets agitated for all these things. He behaves like an ocean only. He, without getting agitated, he's calm and he's very still and he's undisturbed. He's fixed in his intelligence, stita prajna. He's very much focused. His perspective is completely different. So he's very much focused. That's what Prabhupada says. That's what Krishna gives the analogy for a ocean. Prabhupada also says in his purport here, as long as one has the material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. But a devotee is not disturbed, right? Like, why? As long as the sense object is there, uh, definitely the sense gratification is also there. But a devotee alone is not disturbed by this. Why he is not disturbed by this? A Krishna conscious man is in not in need of anything, because the Lord fulfills all his material desires. Because a devotee is completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord. He always works for the pleasure of the Lord. He always thinks how to satisfy the Lord and how to make him happy, how to serve him. That is the mood of the devotee. So a Krishna conscious person definitely need not have to worry. Krishna takes care of him. Krishna gives him everything. Whatever a devotee needs, he doesn't have to care for that. Krishna knows what his devotee need and what he doesn't need. So he takes care of everything. That's why the devotee is never disturbed by any of the sense objects or any of the sense gratification. He's complete. He's full in his happiness, because he's complete. He has complete faith on the supreme personality of Godhead. He knows that he will maintain me. Krishna will maintain me. He is responsible for everything. So the proof of the Krishna conscious man, Prabhupada says 2 points over here. Yeah, one who has, yeah, that is a proof of a Krishna conscious man. The first one is one who has lost all inclination for material sense gratification, although the desires are present. Yes, of course, the desires are present, but he's completely satisfied. So thinking that Krishna will maintain him and Krishna will take care of him. So he has lost all the inclination for the material sense gratification. And the second point is he yeah he uh, yeah he won't, I don't know, I cannot see what is this written here. Remain steady like the ocean and therefore enjoy full peace. He therefore remains steady like an ocean. Krishna said here he is compared to an ocean, so he therefore remains steady like ocean and therefore enjoys the full peace. He's complete here. When he is complete, then he's completely satisfied. He is not craving for anything. Therefore, he is completely peaceful. Why he is completely peaceful? Because he is connected to the eternal source of happiness. He is therefore completely happy there. But whereas the other people who are searching for the sense gratification, they are going behind every sense objects, seeking, okay, this may give happiness for me, that may give happiness for me, but they don't know nothing can give permanent happiness for them. So other than the lotus feet of the supreme lord, they don't know that. So they keep on changing the sense objects, and they keep on going behind the sense gratification. So they are like busy in that, and they are never satisfied. And they are never satisfied. Since they are never satisfied, since they are never full, they are not peaceful anymore, right? So they are just always, they are now entangled, they are drowning in the ocean of samsara sagara. But these people, sthita prajna, they know what is the real happiness, the eternal happiness. They will get only under the lotus feet of the supreme lord. They know that. That's why they are complete, they are full. It is something like an example here. When the chapan bhog, when the after offering Krishna, when we have the prasad, chapan bhog, we are full. After eating that many items, then if a person is bringing and saying like, Prabhu, Mataji, this is your very favorite dish. So please take a little bit of this, like then what we will be thinking, oh my God, like I had prasad so much and it is full. Now I cannot even take a small grain of it. Even though on being like that is one of our favorite items, still we cannot eat, right? So that is how this is, the sthita prajna. He's completely satisfied, he's completely satisfied, because he's always devoted, he's doing devotional service unto the lord, and he is always connected to the eternal source of happiness. So he's completely full, he's always happy there. And when he is satisfied, then he don't want any other thing. So that is why he is not agitated, he is always calm, and he is peaceful. That is the very important thing. Prabhupada is also stretching here. He is peaceful at the lotus feet of the lord, thinking the service of the lord, how he is going to make the lord happy, thinking for the service of the lord, to please the lord and for the pleasure of the lord. And okay, these people, the sthita prajna, they are very peaceful. But what about the materialistic, right? Bhukti mukti siddhi. So for sense pleasure, for sense for liberation, and for mystic powers, what about these people who are looking for that? For that, Prabhupada says, however, who want to fulfill desires even up to the limit of liberation, what to speak of material success, never attain peace. They will be going on, they will be longing for different sense enjoyment, thinking that the happiness will be in this, or not in this, maybe in that, oh, not in that, maybe in the other thing. So they will be going on and on and on and on, and they will be entangled in this sense gratification only. They cannot come out of this. So where is the peace, right? First of all, where is the satisfaction? When the satisfaction is not there, then there is no peace. So definitely there is no peace for them. Finally, Prabhupada is ending by saying this: the devotee of Krishna has no material desires, and therefore they are in perfect peace. Finally, he's concluding by saying that the devotee of Krishna has no material desires, and therefore he is not agitated, and he is very calm, and he is in very peaceful, very peaceful. That is happiness, right? So here we can also think, so therefore we should not have any material desires or what. we will also be thinking, what is Krishna trying to say us? We should be zero in material desires. So is he trying to talk about something else, or what is he trying to say? So that Krishna is like giving us a detail about making the material desires zero. So let us see in that next sloka what Krishna is trying to say, to make material desires nullify the material desires. That is a very important topic for each and every one of us, which Krishna is explaining in detail in the next sloka. So this is today's shlokas, Matajis and Prabhujis. We learnt about the difference of Sthita Prajna and the materialistic, and the nature of Sthita Prajna, how Krishna is comparing. He's giving a very nice analogy how the Sthita Prajna's nature is. So we now today learnt these two topics, and any doubts and comments from this, you're welcome. And thank you for the great opportunity. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the opportunity. Any doubts, Matajis, Prabhus?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.